Do 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 do.
Welcome to the Red Bean Podcast, New Orleans edition. This is your host, Mr. Toad.
And I'm Dr. Frog.
We're going to be talking about a place called Frey.
Frey. Very simple, 4-letter word. Starts with an F. And it is award-winning barbecue in New Orleans.
I have to tell you, this place, I liked it. I thought it was really good.
I thought it was good. Were you surprised? Pleasantly surprised?
I was pleasantly surprised. Our host, our waiter, the waitress we had, she was fantastic.
Oh, wonderful service. For any barbecue place, I'd say the best service I've had for a barbecue place. A lot of times you go up to the counter, you get your order, you pick it up yourself, you do the dressing yourself. She was bringing us different types of barbecue and mustard and checking on our table.
And the selection of food was really good, I have to tell you.
Lots of sorts of meat.
When we were there, we had French fries.
With brisket in them.
With a brisket in there.
I think there's some cheese and sour cream and chives and a bunch of other stuff in there.
Super tasty. And then, of course, we had...
the sausage. We had 3 meats. We didn't have the smoked chicken.
You had St. Louis ribs.
Yeah, St. Louis ribs. We had smoked sausage.
Pulled pork.
And pulled pork, as well as that brisket.
Yeah.
We also had some sides. We had some very thick, cheesy mac, which I enjoyed.
The mac and cheese was good.
Yeah, very, very good. And then we each had some corn on the cob. Their cornbread, which I've had during previous visits, is really good.
Okay.
It's very soft, a little bit crumbly, side of butter. It's delicious cornbread.
I thought the seasoning was great. The portions seemed fair to me.
You know what? The portions were fair for the price. Especially, It's very affordable, by the way. I ended up paying about half of what I expected to pay.
Okay.
For the food we got.
I know we didn't eat a ton. We were just kind of like sampling everything, I felt.
Yeah, it was more of a sample. We wanted to try a wide range. They have something called the Frey board if you go with maybe 3 or 4 people.
Yeah.
And that gives you a little bit more meats, a little bit more sides. But I think we had a really good sample of it. I not this time, but a previous time that I went, I had really good handmade milkshakes. They have different themed milkshakes, very decadent.
The desserts seemed good, but at the time I was full and you were full too.
We were full. This was something that was a bit, we were there for less than an hour. It wasn't a full in-depth, let's try everything on the menu like we do sometimes.
The corn, the cob, I thought it was delicious.
Oh, yeah, it was smoked as well. You could see some smokiness on it, lots of flavor.
Very juicy. Tasty, yeah.
I'm not used to juicy corn. I think we used that as a substitute because they didn't quite have the cornbread ready that night. But
I don't know if butter was on it or not. I don't know. But
there's a little bit of
little seasoning on it.
Certainly,
it's really good. The sausage was delicious. The ribs were great. The pulled pork, fantastic.
The ribs were just falling off the bone. I loved it.
Oh yeah, it was just like no effort. Just
I almost
melts in your mouth.
Ordering some more. I thought of maybe ordering some more ribs in the future, but
there you go.
I'll have to go back.
Unfortunately, at the time when we went, the waitress was telling us they ran out of hamburgers.
They ran out of hamburgers and smoked chicken. And some cornbread. They were almost apologetic, but I almost appreciate a restaurant that says, we're going to make sure it's fresh, it's good. This isn't just us, heating whatever we have on our shelf. If something runs out, I'm perfectly fine with that for a restaurant. I prefer them to do that than to have some sort of frozen product that they throw out there. It seemed very fresh. You could see the smoker out back. I loved the atmosphere as well, by the way. There was dim lighting. It was kind of an orange glow to the lighting. Sports games were on. We didn't sit at the bar, but we were in the room next to the bar. They also had outdoor seating. And at the bar, it seemed like a lively bar.
Yeah, they were
very friendly people.
They had like a game going on the TV.
They had March Madness going on.
The other thing I enjoyed, we didn't get a chance to, but we did have some Texas toast. We didn't get any cornbread.
We actually didn't get the Texas toast. The bread that they gave us was complimentary because some people use it as a palate cleanser for the barbecue. Oh. So you always get that kind of plain bread. But if you wanted Texas toast, what they do is they butter it up a little bit. They cook it, bake it, make it kind of crunchy, and probably season it, some garlic or something.
And you told me that the chocolate brownie shake, really
I've had
good.
that before. Yeah, it was really good. They have a couple different types.
And they got the
very,
Nuddles
very good.
Reese shake. You said that was really good.
Yeah.
So those are the desserts. Overall, out of a scale of 1 out of 10, 1 not being a great place to go, but 10 being amazing, what would you give Frey?
I'm going to
Dr.
say a
Frog?
9.5.
9.5.
Almost a 10, yeah.
Okay.
It did exactly what I was hoping it would do.
Sure.
For a barbecue place, there's no complaints. Especially in New Orleans, you get a lot of seafood. You don't get a lot of great barbecue places.
And you know the nice thing too is if you are a vegetarian, they have a menu for vegetarians.
Yeah, I noticed that they had
Potato salad,
vegetarian
coleslaw,
options for
cornbread, Texas toast,
I think they have veggie
mac and
burgers or
cheese.
something.
I think they could do as well, and
Yeah.
dessert. So they were very accommodative on that front.
Yes.
Also, they had like if you had a large party of people to come.
You do private reservations.
Some of these Frey board, I didn't look at it too much, but it's about $104. But it's like for four
Feeds about
serves
4 people,
four.
yeah.
Like you'd be able to feed at least I would
Was
say
that 6
5, 6 people.
Yeah, I think it has all the meats, all 6 meats,
Yep.
and 4 sides probably.
I like this idea that it's like
4
you have a
sides.
steel plate and then you have like a sheet of paper and then you just throw the food on top of it.
They do, and they give us small plates as well if we wanted to separate them. But they also had those tin serving plates that you can just eat off of.
I would give the place at least an 8.5.
Really?
1 out of 10, 8.5. I think it's a great place to go.
I would say it rivals the best barbecue places in our city.
I would say I would be curious to see who would win. Would Frey win or Central City Barbecue?
So Central City was amazing.
Yeah.
Did I give that a 9 or a 9.5?
I don't know. We'd have to look back at
I'll
the
have
episode.
to look back at that. I don't think I might have given it a 10. I don't think I gave it a 10 though, but I might have. The thing with it, the portion size I think are a bit bigger, maybe at Central. Price is always higher though. And
Yeah.
so they're doing larger servings, but with a heftier price. It's so tough. I think there were more sauce options at Central. It just felt like a bigger establishment.
The other thing about Central, it's so much bigger, and it looks like you could have. I want to say they have concerts
you could have
there.
Concerts and parties.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a multifunctional
Area.
place there. I think. Frey though. To bring it back to Frey, it's such a good atmosphere for where it is. It's in a busy part of Mid City.
Yeah.
You don't with a small venue like that, you don't expect something large with large amounts of space. They're working with what they got, and I think they're doing it really well. They have a reward system as well. With your first visit, you get $10 towards your next visit, and it looks like there's points, so you can redeem those for rewards to pay for things. I think it was very pleasant.
Yeah, everything was really friendly. I remember you were going for like a discount or something. At the time.
I've been there 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to go back.
And they were super friendly about helping you put all that together for you.
It's such a cool system. Everyone there is helpful and friendly. Honestly, I think the service at Frey's was better than other places that maybe you just go to a pickup window.
Yeah.
To do something. It's kind of a no nonsense kind of place. Frey though, excellent service.
Yeah, I felt like
the service is what made me say 9.5 instead of 9.
Yeah.
The food carries itself as well.
I think the food carries itself, but for some reason, I don't know. There's Central City Barbecue.
You like Central City? I like Central too. And you frequent Blue Oak a lot as well.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to review Blue Oak as well. But
yep.
I mean, I like Blue Oak. It's fine.
Yep. We'll have to do a comparison of barbecues of the Battle of the Barbecue.
Yeah, I think it's good for us to review maybe them individually and then to do a comparison across all 3.
Yeah, we'll have to do a big comparison episode of comparing Blue Oak versus Central City Barbecue versus Frey.
I mean,
and then see who wins. Like, which one do you think is the best?
I wonder. Frey looks like they could be at some festivals as well because I saw it back. They had some of their smokers on wheels that you could hitch to a truck.
I tell you,
I don't know if you saw that or not.
No,
but what I'm thinking is they probably cook it there, take it to a festival, and then sell it out of a vending spot. So next time you're at maybe Bayou Boogaloo or
this is a special event here in New Orleans where
there's
it's like
events,
But this particular event, they close it off. It's near the
It's on
Bayou.
Bayou St. John. Yeah.
Bayou St. John.
Block
And
of some
essentially,
concerts.
is they have a bunch of local restaurants that all show up. They have their own little tents there.
Yeah.
So then you can have some local food with some music going on.
Yeah.
Wonderful
You can
experience.
bring your fold-out chair. Some people just canoe in the canal there.
You just gotta make sure it's seaworthy.
Avoid the alligators. You know.
Yeah, I don't swim in the water,
I've
please.
seen some
Don't.
alligators
Yeah.
crawling around there. But the thing is, I could picture them at some of those events too. I'm going to keep my eye out if I see them.
For sure. And would you say recommendation, like maybe a first date or?
Highly recommend. It's very. I almost said preiswert. It's very, which is a German word. It's very cost effective.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good amount of food. The food is delicious. It's cooked so well, and the staff is so friendly.
And helpful.
It's certainly a place you could go for lunch or dinner.
Yeah.
With barbecue, I always have to watch about overeating a little bit. But,
That's right.
but yeah, I would say take friends, family.
But those ribs, just like you said, they were falling off. The meat was falling off the bone.
Yeah, I was trying to move it around on my plate, and the bone would move, and the meat would just stay where it was. Or I'd move the meat, and the bone would just slip right off.
It was just something where
so delicious.
It was super delicious, and we definitely would say this is definitely. I would suggest if you're maybe a date night or. Maybe you're taking your kids
you
out.
You love those date nights. You're always saying, where can I take people to go on dates?
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to throw that out there, being like, this is a good place to go. Or maybe like a celebration or something. Or a birthday.
Every time you say date, I think of one of those prunes.
Oh,
like
date?
Candied
oh,
when you say what
yeah,
about a date, I always think immediately the
fruit. Yeah. No, I'm thinking about
I always think you're concerned about gut health or something.
Hey, you got to help with the gut.
Like prune juice or something.
Hey, the gut biome is very important.
The biome, I like it.
The biome.
The environment. Yeah. 6,000 bacteria.
So I'm giving this an 8.5.
Frey is just, it's fantastic and wonderful atmosphere. I'm sticking with my 9.5.
Okay. I'm
not sure what I gave Central Barbecue, and I'm not sure what I'm going to give maybe in a future review of Blue Oak.
Yeah.
It's tough because they're all so good. I really recommend all of them.
I feel like you're getting to the bell curve, and it's kind of like we're getting closer and closer to the far right corner of like the top 10. You
can say the same thing with breweries, right? If you go to Urban South versus a Beta brewery,
sure,
you can like a Turbo Dog from a Beta or a Purple Haze or something. Doesn't mean you're not going to like the
an Andy Gator.
The one of the best Urban Souths I've had recently was it was a Mardi Gras strawberry filled cheesecake.
Oh wow!
Wheat beer, I think.
Oh wow, that sounds interesting.
It was delicious. It was like drinking.
What was it called?
It was literally called King Cake Strawberry Filled.
Ooh,
that was the name of it. And I think it was like drinking candy. It was like drinking a king cake.
Oh,
wow. It tasted like it. It was delicious. One of the best experiences I've had. But what I'm saying is you can love that and love a dark, thick Turbo Dog from a Beta. They don't have to necessarily compete. You can enjoy the St. Louis ribs and the brisket and the smoked sausage from Frey. And then you could go down and enjoy some music at Central Barbecue and notice the difference between the vinegar and the sauces between them.
Yeah.
There's also this ranch. There's a spicy mustard at Frey that was really delicious. Really explore some of these places. I know it's easy to think of them as a competition if they're in the same area, but I think there's things about each of these places you can appreciate.
And I think for the most part, as people are listening to our podcast, they're kind of getting a taste of New Orleans.
Oh my goodness, yeah. We haven't done much seafood. We're not upholding a lot of New Orleans traditions.
I know.
We got to be reviewing crawfish and oysters soon. Oysters, I love the oysters.
We're stuck in the barbecue joints right now. But we're going to eventually work our way into like eating muffalettas.
Oh, yeah.
We're eventually going to eat
snowball season's coming up.
Yeah, snowballs. Yep.
We could do Plum Street. We could do Robert's. Anyway, the thing is, you got to try it for yourself. It's amazing, and I'm excited about all the future reviews we're going to do with all this New Orleanian food. Hey, we can try gumbos and stuff.
Yeah, and give people an idea of what our experiences are, what our grade system would be on reviews, and so that All we're going to say is if you can like and subscribe for our show and tell other people about our show.
shot, yeah.
Give it a shot.
If you're
We have different aspects of our show. Sometimes we talk about what's going on in the news. Sometimes we talk about restaurants. Sometimes we talk about anime. Actually, we talk a lot about anime.
Well,
but that's okay.
and media in general.
And media in general.
Movies, for example, we've done some.
Yep, we did the last one was Split Second.
Yeah, we do some sci-fi and horror.
Gentle Stone. I love my Gentle Stone.
Gentle Stone.
If you didn't see that review, it's
on its way.
It's on its way out there. And so overall, I give this an 8.5.
Sticking with my 9.5. Usually I try to gravitate towards yours a little bit in it. So very rarely do I change my vote mid discussion. But I'm just gonna I gotta say 9.5. I can't think of what much they can improve on. I was a little disappointed that their selection was limited. A little disappointed at some of that.
The hamburger,
but
honestly,
honestly, everything I think was to perfection. I couldn't have asked for more.
So that makes for our review of Frey
9.5.
9.5 and 8.5. This is your host, Mr. Toad.
And I'm Dr. Frog.
You guys have a wonderful day. Like and subscribe.
Have a good one.